Shabbat Shalom. This is the first week in the Hebrew month of Cheshvan. Cheshvan being the 8th month of the year, or according to whom you ask, it's the 2nd month of the year. In the month of Tishrei, all the holidays occur. We have Rosh Hashanah, we have Yom Kippur, we have Sukkot and Simchat Torah. There are no holidays, no Jewish holidays in the month of Cheshvan. And it is said that the month itself is very bitter about the fact that there are no holidays in the month of Cheshvan, but the rabbis are thrilled. So, Cheshvan could not have come a moment too soon. We are so happy. We all come to the sanctuary with a different need. Some of us are here because tomorrow they're going to be called to the Torah as a bat mitzvah. Others are here to see friends and enjoy the warmth of community. Some are mourning a loss. Whatever our reason for being in the sanctuary today, let us take a moment to breathe in the joy, the peace, and the spirituality of this holy time. This evening, we welcome our friends from Montini Catholic High School. We are so thrilled you're here. And we are going to begin our service with the singing of Lecha Dodi, which can be found in our Sidurim on page 20. When we get to the last stanza of Lecha Dodi, we're going to turn and face the rear of the sanctuary as if we are ceremonially welcoming the Sabbath bride into our midst. Page 20. It is my pleasure to invite to the bima at this time to sanctify our Sabbath candles, Laura Tater.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav הבנו להדליק נר של שבת.
Amen. Yasher koach. We continue in our Sidurim, in our prayer book, with the singing of Miklot Mayim Rabim. And if you all turn to page 23, I'll show you exactly where it is. So you have to go to the top of page 23. It's Psalm 93, and you have to count down 7 lines. Actually, it's 8 lines, and that's where you're going to find Mikolot Mayim Rabim. So we continue on page 23, 8 lines down in the middle of the page. We're going to continue in our Sidurim on page 28 with Baruch Hu. Will the congregation please rise? Baruch Hu et Adonai hamivorach. Baruch Adonai hamivorach leolam vaed. Please be seated. We continue on page 30 with Ma'ariv Aravim, and it is my pleasure to invite to the bima at this time Olivia Tater.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, uvivuna mishaneh yitim, umchaliv et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotechem barakir kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Ma'avir yom u'mevi layla, u'mavdil bein yom u'vein layla, Adonai tziva'ot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
We continue on pages 34 and 35 with Shema. Will the congregation please rise? Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. We continue on page 36 with V'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam livanecha vidibarta baham bishivtecha bevetecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu litotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Lihiot lachem lelohim, ani Adonai Elohechem. We continue on the bottom of page 39. Let's read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets, time and again. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing. We continue on page 40 with Mi Chamocha. We continue on the top of page 43. Let's read together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapurei sukat shalom, aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We continue with Yismechu on the bottom of page 44.
In an envelope marked personal, God addressed me a letter. In an envelope marked personal, I have given my answer. We continue now with our congregational tefillah beginning on page 46. Please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei HaKol, V'zocher chastei avot v'imahot, u'mevii geula livnei v'neihem, leman shemo be'ahava, melech hozer u'moshia u'magen, baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Saram, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye metim ata rav lehoshia, mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechaye metim berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofech oholim, u'matir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishene afar michamocha ba'al gevurot umido melach melech memit umechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman atah lahachayot metim. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hametim. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. We continue at the top of page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat. We continue now with Modim on page 58, followed by a few moments of silent prayer and reflection. come now to Seder Kriyat HaTorah, our Torah service, which begins on page 244. Please rise. In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it. Gadlu Adonai itiyu neromama shemo yachdav. Exalt Adonai with me, let us extol God's name together. Please be seated. We are in our second Torah portion of the book of Genesis, our second Torah portion at all in the Torah. And this is one I think most of you are familiar with. It starts with a guy named Noah. Anybody heard of Noah? Show of hands. Lots of people have heard of Noah. Noah was told by God to build an ark, not just a baby ark, a giant ark. And on that ark, there were animals. How many of each animal? Two of each animal, exactly. Two of each animal made it on. And Noah and his family and two of every animal were on the ark, and it rained and it poured for how many days and nights? 40 days and 40 nights. And afterwards, when it stopped, and Noah and his family said, "What is going to happen to us?" It is then that we receive the second covenant from God, the covenant of the rainbow that tells us that never again will God wipe out the people of Israel. If you would like to follow along with our Torah reading this evening, it can be found in our Etz Chaim commentaries. Those are the maroon Humashim books underneath your chairs or in front of your chairs. We are on page 41. Ya'amdu Yoel ben Shira u'Menachem Leib veYehudit bat Yita Gittel u'Benyamin la'aliyah ha'Torah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Eile toldot Noach, ish tzadik, tamim haya badorotam, et Elohim hitalech Noach, vayoled Noach shlosha vanim, et Shem et Ham et Yafet. Vatishachet haaretz lifnei haElohim, v'timale haaretz chamas. Vayar Elohim et haaretz v'hinei nishchata, ki hishchit kol basar, et darko al haaretz.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. While we have the Torah out in our midst, we take a moment to think about those who are in need of healing, those of our family, our friends, our community members who we think of. And tonight we think of Rabbi Bruce Goldwasser, Rabbi Fred Wenger, Albert Spinadel, Bridget Stern, Lila Warshawski, Alan Wolski, Richard Vane, Sally Vane, Soren Carlson, Rachel Weingart, Jeff Bobst, John Sirabasi, Frederick Bryan, Lisa Stack, Carol Nymark, Shelley Halper, John Eulenberg, Joy Rosenthal, Martin Kolber, Sheila Alterman, Joy Sefman, Andy Ostrov, Lori Bateman, Marty Freed, Andrea Freed, and all who suffer whom we know not by name. Mi sheberach avotenu Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, ve'imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah, hu yevarech v'yirapeh kol cholei Yisrael, vayishlach lahem bimhera refuah shlema, refuat hanefesh u'refuat haguf, v'nomar. Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all who are stricken. May the Holy One of Praise mercifully restore them to health and to vigor. May God grant them health of body, health of spirit, and of mind, and let us say, Amen. We continue now singing Misha Berach on page 253. Misha Berach
Rabbi Wayner and I were talking about the high holiday services that just passed, and on the high holidays, we invite people who have undergone something traumatic during the past year to rise to make a blessing called Birkat HaGomel. And Rabbi Wayner said, you know, Rabbi, you invite people to say this blessing, but you really haven't spent the year teaching why we're saying this blessing. I said, wow, Rabbi, you're absolutely right. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes to teach about Birkat HaGomel, which can be found in our Sidurim on page 253, because there's a blessing that we say when we have gone through some kind of trauma, whether it's illness, major illness, whether it's childbirth, and you come through childbirth, whether you go through a car accident. But the Rav Yehuda said in the name of Rav that there are 4 types of people who must give thanks: those who go down to the sea, those who travel through the desert, one who is ill and have recovered, one who was incarcerated in prison and was then released. Birkat HaGomel is really about surviving any kind of brush with death, and how we have a new awareness and even some gratitude for life that moments such as those bring to us. So in modern times, our blessing has expanded to any kind of life and death situation. Like Noah, when he came off the ark, I have a feeling he might have said this blessing. You just never know. Okay, maybe not. But again, you just never know. But it's this idea that we get from the Shulchan Aruch, which was a book written in the Middle Ages, that suggests that the prayer was appropriate for anyone who has been confined to a bed because of their illness and got up again. Now, we're not talking about confined to your bed with a flu, unless it's a very bad flu or even worse. But really, we don't want to make this blessing too common. Rather, it's for one who has a brush with mortality that leave us shaken, and then we are grateful for our survival. Many do not know, but I had a car accident this past week, and I would like to bench Gomel with you, and I'd like to teach you how to do it. I'm fine, by the way. Car's not so much, but if you want to see it, it's drivable. It's after the Oneg, you can come look at my car and, say, wow, Rabbi, that's really a bummer, isn't it? Because, yeah, I just paid it off. So I'm going for the sympathy vote here, guys. But I'm now going to say at the bottom of page 253, my blessing of thanksgiving, and then you're going to respond with your blessing of thanksgiving in first the Hebrew and then the English. So I say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sheg malanu kol tov. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who has bestowed every goodness upon us. Amen. Mi sheg malchem kol tov, hu yigmalchem kol tov selah. Amen. Well, thank you for letting me bench Gomel, or say the Birkat HaGomel blessing.
The B'nai Mitzvah process starts about a year in advance of a student's date. Students really don't start meeting with me until about 9 months prior to their date, but things start becoming real when a student can start signing in for their 13 required services. Tonight, we have a special opportunity to begin a student's B'nai Mitzvah journey. So it is my pleasure to invite Sam Friedland to the Bima, and also to have Olivia, our Bat Mitzvah, to come back to give him his prayer book. Sam, we stand.
Wait. There you go. Yeah.
Sam, we stand here together with you to give you this prayer book to use over the next year, and hopefully even beyond that, to become more familiar with the service in preparation for your big day. You both have this Torah portion, Noah, that you share.
And next year, Sam, you're going to be up here, right here on this step. Come on up here. Come on up. There you go. And you're going to be here the night before your bar mitzvah. And Olivia is going to return to read her bat mitzvah Torah portion And you both will be able to present next year's student with his or her prayer book. So I'm going to ask anyone here in the congregation who had Parshat Noach, or the Torah portion Noah, to please come to the bima at this time to receive a very special blessing. Anybody else who had the Torah portion Noah? Come on down. You get a special blessing tonight. That's right. All right. Will the congregation please rise? Yeverechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God be kind and gracious unto you. May God's countenance be lifted up unto you and grant you the most precious gift of peace. And let us say together, Amen. Ya'amod Michael Yared ben Yoel v'Yehudit Hagba. Ya'amod Daniel Ezra ben Yoel v'Yehudit Galila. Will the congregation stay? Please rise again. Sorry about that, guys. Missed your cue. My bad. All right. Sorry, man. It's all on the inside.
Please be seated.
It is my pleasure to invite to the bima at this time to lead us in our prayer for America and our prayer for Israel, which can be found in our Sidurim and our prayer book on the bottom of page 259, Amy Yulish and Ben Fried.
Prayer for our country. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Help us to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we serve you. Bless our country, that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands, and may the love of your name hallow ever home and every heart. We praise you, O God, the source of peace. Amen.
Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
We now return the Torah to the Ark, and I realize that I don't know what page that's on. It would help. There we go, 256. We are on page 256. Please rise.
Many people don't realize how the first hamburger came to be, and that in Genesis, before the flood, everybody was vegetarian. And it wasn't until after the flood, when everybody got off the ark, that people were actually allowed to eat meat. Once, animals talked just like people. And once, every living creature only ate grass and nuts and a few berries when they could find them. But no living thing ever thought about killing another living thing to eat it until the day that Noah wanted a hamburger. One night, Noah dreamed of a hamburger, and when he woke up, he wanted one really badly. But Noah wasn't really sure how to get a hamburger, so he asked his friend the cow, "I dreamed about a hamburger last night. Do you know where I can get one?" The cow gave Noah a puzzled look and asked, "What's a hamburger?" "I don't know exactly," Noah replied. "All I know is that in my dream, the hamburger was something delicious between 2 buns with lettuce, onions, pickles, and special sauce." "Well, have some more grass and forget about it," said the cow. So then Noah went to the snake, who was a troublemaker, but he was the smartest of all the animals. And Noah said to the snake, "What's a hamburger, and how can I get one?" And the snake whispered in Noah's ear, "To get one, you have to make one." "I don't know how to make one," Noah sputtered. And the snake laughed and pointed at the cow, who was peacefully eating some grass in the field, and said to Noah, "To make a hamburger, you're going to have to slaughter the cow, chop it up, and fry it in a pan, or you can flame broil it." Noah's mouth opened wide, and he said, But the cow is my friend. She's a living thing just like me. I can't do that to her. And what is flame broiling anyway?" But by now the snake was rolling around on the ground laughing at Noah, saying, "Kid, if you want a hamburger, that's what you have to do." Well, Noah really wanted a hamburger, and so that's what he really did. At first, the hamburger tasted delicious, but then when Noah came again to the fields, everything was different. When Noah walked toward the birds, they all flew away from him. When Noah went over to say hello to the cows and the sheep and the buffalo, they too ran away from him. Even the fish swam away when they heard Noah coming. Noah could not understand what happened to his friends, the animals, but he couldn't find one single animal that would explain it to him. In fact, since the day that Noah ate the first hamburger, no animal had ever talked to another person because they're still too angry. We continue with O say Shalom. May the one who makes peace bring peace to all of us.
Oh, say shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for celebrating Shabbat with us tonight. I'm Marcy Siegel, and I happen to be the chairperson of the Religion and Ritual Committee here at the synagogue, and I'm honored to share the announcements with you this evening. Welcome again to our guests from Montini High School. We're pleased to have you here, and I'd also like to thank in advance Rachel Wood for being their docent tonight. Thank you to our usher, Debbie Shodroff, and our greeter, Neil Farber. Thank you to the security team for providing security this evening. Mazel tov to Olivia and her family on becoming bat mitzvah. Mazel tov to Sam Friedland on receiving your prayer book. November 6th is our annual Gary Gardner's Empty Bowls fundraiser to fight hunger, and an opportunity to bring in your textiles to be recycled. That is on Sunday. And then on the Friday night prior to that, Friday, November 4th, is going to be our first soup Shabbat. We'll be sharing soup prior to services. Please note that service will be at 6:30 p.m., a slightly earlier time. The registration information for Soup Shabbat did come out in an email yesterday or the day before, so all the information is there. And in 2 weeks, we will welcome our artist in residence, Mordechai Rosenstein. There will be programs all weekend long for all different ages. For more details on these and upcoming events, check out our weekly happenings email. And please join us after services for a wonderful oneg in the social hall sponsored by the Tater family in honor of Olivia. And thank you to the choir and Jason for providing us with wonderful music tonight. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
It is my pleasure to invite to the bima at this time to open our ark as we rise for Aleinu, Maddie and Emma Freed. We continue on page 282. Will the congregation please rise? Aleinu l'shabech ladon hakol, lateit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, Lifnei melech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Please be seated. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. At this time in our worship service, our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth at this time in years past. Tonight we remember that this is the yahrzeit of those who departed, who were killed in the Pittsburgh Tree of Life Synagogue massacre, and two of our very own member, Diane Rosenthal Hurt, lost her two brothers, Cecil and David Rosenthal. We also remember at this time Bernard Berman, father of Jonathan Berman, Brina Hurwitz, mother of Philip Hurwitz, Rose Dubrow, mother of Barbara Schwartz, Maxine Bronson Jason, mother of Beth Tatiner, Dennis Dreyer, brother-in-law of Ellen and Helene Frankfeder, Anna Lux, mother-in-law of Shyla Lux, Bernice Ginsler, grandmother of Beverly Eisenhut, Paul Jaffe, brother-in-law of Carol Nymark, Vivian Shannon, mother-in-law of Robin Shannon, Frank Sirota, grandfather of Philip Bogalub, Anna Steinman, grandmother of Cynthia Sawyer, Milton Stoll, father of Susan Schoenberg, Dorothy Hunter, grandmother of Lynn Whippich, Gabriella Miller, niece of Barbara Uditsky, J.R. Mitchell, nephew of John Wilkerson, Irene Lewis, mother of Alice Trofimo and grandmother of Janet Widmeyer, Stuart Weiss, grandfather of Rabbi Jessica Weiner, Sylvia Casala, aunt of Leah Notaris, Adelise Stoller, niece of Michael Stoller, Miriam Ben David, mother of Esther Winograd, Charles Schifrin, father of Arnold Schifrin, Mary Jo Sarzinski, mother of Jody Freeman, John Goubet, friend of Charles Lunar, Connie Farber, mother of Neil Farber, Mary Lerner, mother of Lawrence Lerner. We also mourn the recent passing of Rhoda Harrop, mother of Stephen Harrop, grandmother of Leah and Josh Harrop, Abby Sherman, father of Dr. Edward Sherman, grandfather of Charlie and Ethan Sherman, and Stephen Danziger, husband of Mary Ellen Larson, brother of Jim Danziger. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as together we recite Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found in our prayer book on page 294. Will the congregation please rise? Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agalal uv'izman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam omei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to those among us who are bereaved. And let us say together, amen. Please be seated. Our closing song is called Freilich Nigun. It's a song without words. And we are so thrilled that our choir will be singing this song for our closing song. God, may our lives be ripe with the fruit of compassion, sweetly sustaining those in need. May we use our gifts wisely and with love and be true messengers of blessing to all the world.
It's my pleasure to invite up Olivia, Dan, and Stephanie Tater to help lead us in Kiddush and Motzi. We are on page 5 if you would like to follow along. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'razavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahavahu ratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila le'mikra'e kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. And we'll say l'chaim there when we go into the social hall for our oneg. There is both grape juice and wine available for everybody. And let's join together in motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. B'te'avon and Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.